Heather Forbes basically laid the foundation for our school with her behavior model almost a decade ago. And her behavior model is all based on relationships. So we want our parents, and we really want the educational community also to understand what this behavior model is about. So we have brought Heather Forbes in to be able to connect with our staff, to connect with our parents, so that they can understand the actual neuroscience behind what we're doing.
I'm Heather Forbes. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I am an author, a speaker, and an expert in the field of trauma. I travel around the nation and I consult with schools, and what I see that's very different here at the Academy is that the staff has a much better understanding of why children do the things they do. And while the school is certainly focused on academics, it's also focused on the social and emotional needs of our children. And to go under that premise means that you have to get down at the emotional level. What drives children, it's not just a thought, not just a choice, but really a deeper feeling. And most of the times when you see negative behaviors, the feeling that is being driven is out of a state of fear, out of overwhelm, out of stress. There's always actually a logical reason why kids are doing the things they're doing.
So at the Academy, when our students come in the morning, we want to connect with them to see what kind of evening they had, what kind of morning they had, because we know a lot of these kids are traumatized from different things in their life. So they walk in every morning, every teacher in every classroom takes one student and brings them into an area where they just have a normal conversation, connect on a regular basis. And that really sets the foundation of that relationship for them. Therefore, when the student goes into the classroom, we know that dynamic's going to change between the student and the teacher, because now the teacher is, with other students and has a responsibility to all of them. But that student knows they're special to her or him, because they know that she has taken time out to be with them and cares enough to learn more about them, their likes, their dislikes, their fears, their plans for their future.
And at the Academy, I really see that there's a premise with all the kids here, and that they have a learning disability at some level, many at extreme, many at more minor levels, but it doesn't matter. That's really the premise of this school and why it is so effective, because we address the learning disabilities, but also then the emotional piece underneath and the relationship piece. And when you put a child in an academic environment that struggles, which most of these kids do, when you are able to connect with them, you are calming down their brain. And what happens then is that no matter what their learning disability is, they're able to think more clearly. And that really is the most important piece, is to decrease the stress, increase the level of relationship, and then no matter what the level of disability, you have a child that can function at a much higher level. This model supports kids with all types of backgrounds, all types of cognitive abilities, because what we're dealing with is the heart of a child, and that's the same. Every child is going to be different, and they're each going to have their own certain issues, their own certain triggers, but when we get down to the bottom of it, every child wants connection.
Once our students feel calm and feel safe in their environment here, then we can move on to the academics. So when they come to the Academy, what we try to do first of all is really address that. Safety first, making them feel like they're wanted, to the point where we'll say, we want you at our school. Some of our students have never had anybody say that before. As a matter of fact, most of them feel like they are not wanted, and that the school would be better off without them. The teachers understand in depth the learning disabilities that these students have. Every student here knows they're working on something, so they don't feel isolated. They don't feel like they're the strange student amidst all these other kids. So here, a lot of our students make friends for the first time, and it's a beautiful thing. Our parents are just elated. As a matter of fact, they really can't believe it's happening, because this has never happened to a lot of their children.
And if we want to get to high academics with our kids, it's not just having a better curriculum, a better teaching style, focusing on more homework and more skills and more testing. That's actually the worst thing we can do for our kids. And so this school is all about helping kids at every single level of a child's development, understanding that the relationship that the students have with their teachers is going to be the most important, and then building upon that ultimately then does create academic success.
So I would invite you to come out to the Academy of St. Louis for a tour, where we can really show you what we're doing here that will make a total difference in your life and your family life.